Daniel Negreanu is looking down at Jack-9 offsuit.
Freak. What a freak.
He's a gift from nature.
Wow, you know what? I'm glad that I've changed your opinion because I don't really ever want to be known as a normal guy.
Pre-flop begins with a dynamic that always promises action. Negreanu has placed a straddle, effectively buying the big blind and doubling the stakes before the cards are even dealt. This forces the table to play for a bloated pot and creates aggressive incentives. Randy Lou, the online volume king, looks down at ace-3 suited. This is a hand that thrives in deep-stacked, straddled pots because of its nut potential. Lou raises to 2,500, attacking the straddle aggressively.
What is that? What did you do? 25?
25.
Well, your button VPIP is rather high as well.
I'm not Bryn.
I know, but you still play a lot of pots in that late little position, so I can call here profitably long term.
Yep.
Daniel makes the call.
If you were nitty, I would have folded this hand.
The flop falls a monotone miracle. For Negreanu, this is a tricky spot. He has flopped middle pair with his jack, giving him a piece of the board, and knowing him, he definitely wants to call.
Okay, this could be trouble for both of us. I'm already feeling a lot of pain. Check. Oh, so fast. You don't think. He's so good. Online, the same thing. 75 decisions in 3 seconds. How much?
35.
Well, I can't fold.
How many times do you misclick a day?
He doesn't misclick. He's
Never?
Genius.
Yeah.
Negreanu decides to peel one card. He figures that his pair of jacks might be good if Lou is bluffing, and he wants to see if the board pairs or if he can hit a straight.
Is that a misclick, 35, or you got something?
Miss chip.
The turn brings the 7, and it is the 4th heart on the board. This card drastically changes the whole hand.
Well, now this kind of kills the action. There could have been a whole craziness. Now the heart's already there, so either you got one or you don't, right? I'm gonna defer.
9,000.
Okay, you're good. You bet like a medium heart here too. I know you. 9,000?
9,000.
Okay, you bet a lot of hands here. Good player you are. I like the bet 9. I don't have a heart, so I'll let you take it.
Thank you.
Good bluff. No, you didn't bluff. You had it.
Of course I had it.
Did something.
Of course I had 2 cards.
There you go. That's why you don't call out position, get outplayed by these whippersnappers, right?
Tough.
Lock.
They like...
Check call, check.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at pocket 10s. Pre-flop begins with a standard yet deceptive setup involving 3 very different playing styles. Negreanu, operating from position, opens the pot to 2,500, looking to thin the field. Phil Lack, holding ace-queen offsuit, finds himself in a spot where many aggressive pros would 3-bet to isolate the opener. However,
Just calls.
he keeps Negreanu's range wide, but he also invites the 3rd player into the mix. Rick Salomon, never one to turn down a cheap flop with a suited connector, comes along with 6-3 suited. We head to the flop 3-way, with Negreanu holding a strong pair and Locke holding a hand that dominates the Broadway portion of Negreanu's range, but is currently just ace-high. The flop creates a massive disparity in equity. Negreanu has flopped bottom set, hitting his 10 to create a monster. The king on top is the perfect disguise. It connects heavily with Negreanu's perceived pre-flop raising range, allowing him to represent a top pair while actually holding a set. Salomon checks his air, and Negreanu fires a bet of 5,500. This is where Phil Lack makes a questionable decision that defines his sticky play style. He holds a gut shot straight draw. Against a tight player, this is an easy fold. But against Negreanu, who is capable of continuation betting with pure air or a smaller pair like 8s or 9s, Locke convinces himself that his hand has showdown value. The turn brings the king, pairing the board. This is the magic card for Negreanu. He improves to a full house, 10s full of kings. He is now unbeatable.
Fires 18.
Really, Danielson? 18, Danielson?
Too late to change my mind now.
It's true, you're kind of committed to that.
I'd show you a card, but they're both the same.
I'm afraid you have 2 10s. How can I call? I can't call. I fold.
I have 2 10s. I have 2 10s. What do you mean I'm afraid? How did you know that? You don't have a king, obviously.
No, I didn't have a king.
I did have 2 10s. Well done. Where does that rank? Like, as far as my face, do you believe that I was telling the truth or lies? Because we're mixing that up now.
I thought you had 3 tens.
Yeah.
Brian Rast is looking down at pocket aces. Pre-flop brings us a confrontation that represents the ultimate nightmare for any high-stakes professional, the cooler in a battle of aggression. Lou opens the action to 2,500 with pocket queens. In the online world where Lou plays 24 tables at once, this is a standard open that prints money over time.
Hey, Phil, do you want some good luck?
Oh, that's dangerous. When you see my hand and then I'll try another one. That was fun.
One time?
Yeah, let's try it.
One time.
Look at both of our hands, you know, when we're both in it. This is where I lose 20, 30K.
Look at this one?
However, sitting to his left is Rast, a legend of the live high-stakes arena who is used to playing for millions in Bobby's room. Rast looks down at the prettiest sight in Holdem, pocket aces. Rast knows that Lou is capable of light 3-betting and 4-betting, so he decides to stoke the fire immediately.
This is how I would sweat it in real life. I would go like this and hope for not that hand.
Lame.
That was lame, yeah. Well, Rast ruined the fun.
This is a sizing designed to look like a squeeze or a re-steal, inviting Lou to fight back. And fight back he does.
How much more is that?
Lou, refusing to be bullied and holding a premium pair, puts in a 4-bet to 23,000. At this point, the alarm bells should be ringing. In deep stacked live poker, a 4-bet usually polarizes a range significantly, but Lou is sticking to his aggressive online roots where queens are simply too strong to fold.
How much is it?
23,000.
20 what?
23.
23. How much more do you have?
Less than, not that much more. That help? You want exact?
28 more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that much more.
I love this. This is fun.
All right. Amanda.
It's time to look, Amanda. Go.
Amanda.
I like Brian Rast, but this is a pretty gnarly slow roll.
All right, I'm going to go all in.
Are you serious or not?
Yeah.
All right, I call.
All in and call.
Ooh.
That hurt.
He goes, "Are you serious? I never heard that before."
You played that like a pro, kid. Now you better run 2 boards because you know the first one's coming with a queen every time.
What do you want to do? I don't care. I prefer to run more boards, I guess.
What do you want to do? You pick.
Twice is fine.
Yeah, okay.
King, deuce.
That was like some serious paint, but it was black, so it wasn't as scary because it's got to be red for me to be scared.
Correct. He knows because see how they're both black? That means that
He's smarter than he looks.
9 of hearts. Full boat for Brian
That's a
Rast.
good card for you.
Yeah.
Great card for you.
How's that a good card?
Because now there's one less ace he can hit.
Because now the next flop won't come out
Yeah,
just
you're gonna-
ace,
yeah, I mean,
and it's just like over.
Of all the cards.
Lou hits his queen.
Hey, there's a queen. Sorry.
It was a good card, I guess. The ace,
I'm in trouble. There's
You have the ace of hearts.
the ace. Oh, I do. That's the way I can win.
Backdoor straight.
Is backdoor hearts.
Backdoor straight.
To the turn. 8 of diamonds. Well, that closes the door on all the backdoor outs. Randy Lou now has a full house. Brian Rast can only win with a bigger full house, which means he's going to need the last ace in the deck. King of diamonds. Randy's going to win half the pot.
Scary. All right. Chop up that big pot.
chop it up.
Chop up the blinds.
Yeah, he deserved to be a little lucky.
Rast. We should have done it one time, my kid.
Yeah, it's easy to say now, right?
No.
You never know.
I'm a funny pro, I guess, because I can't help but think that stuff.
So look what happens, Manny. You sweated his cards, and he just lost, I don't know, 60,000.
Yeah.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down on 6-5 of spades. He opens the suited connector because that's Negreanu's playground hand, cheap, connected, and live. Williams flatting the suited wheel ace is already a headache for anyone who c-bets too often. In position, deep, and with the ace of spades, he's got you in a leash if the board gets wet. Flop comes disaster for most ranges, but both players hit the spade. Negreanu has the baby flush and does the thing he always does in these textures. Small c-bet to fold out air, tax the lone spade hands, and keep the initiative. From his chair, that bet looks profitable against a ton of single spade peels and random overcards that hate life. Williams just calls with the nut spade like he's ordering room service. Why raise when the guy with the microphone wants to keep talking? Let him. Turn is a brick that freezes almost nobody. Negreanu barrels bigger. That sizing is classic. I can still be the boss, telling the table he can easily have the ace or king of spades, and that worse flushes should pay to see the river. Williams still doesn't accelerate. Flat again. That second call is a quiet message. Nothing you're repping scares me, and I'm not done letting you put money in for me. To Negreanu's eyes, that's a card that changes nothing. He is either the sole flush or Williams has him beat. For that reason, he slows down and bets only 6,000. Williams is not happy with and raises to 36,000, trying to juice his nut flush to the max.
How much more?
30,000 more.
Daniel calls and sees the terrible news.
Welcome to my world.
I had a flush too.
We could have got it all in on the flop.
Jesus.
Daniel Negreanu is holding Queen Jack offsuit. He opens to $2,500. That's a bread and butter late position open, dominates the Queen 10 and Jack 10 holdings that call too often, has blockers to 3 bets, and plays cleanly post-flop in position. 3 callers flatten with wide capped ranges, offsuit broadways, suited aces, suited connectors, paired high card textures heavily favor the pre-flop raiser because he has all the strong Queen X and slow-played overpairs. Many callers arrive with 8X, pocket pairs, floats, or the diamond backdoors. Negreanu continuation bets $6,000 into a multi-way field, small sizing that targets folds from ace-high and underpairs while keeping dominated Queen X and diamond draws in. When Hashem continues, his range is mostly Queen X, pocket pairs stubbornly peeling, and diamond hands. Ace-high floats with backdoor equity also show up. The board double pairs, which is a dream card for the raiser's Queen X. Negreanu's value density jumps because any queen now makes a full house, and his bluffs retain good fold equity against stubborn pocket pairs and busted backdoors. He bets $12,000, again a pressure, but keep worse in sizing. Given action, Hashem is rarely trapping queens. He's weighted to diamonds, ace-high floats, and the occasional pocket pair praying for a river miracle. That river improves a lot of Hashem's floats to 1 pair of aces, but it doesn't dent Negreanu's nut edge. Queens still bowed up, 8s don't exist for Hashem often, and missed diamonds remain abundant. After Hashem checks the 3rd time, Negreanu fires $27,000 for clear value.
As we young internet kids say, you're polarized. Isn't that right, Jose?
Yeah.
It's polarized, right?
It's polarized.
You haven't fuffled. Show me one.
Okay.
Daniel shows the jack.
I fold.
Oh, damn it.
Phil Hellmuth is looking down on 9-7 offsuit. He limps, which caps his range and invites someone to attack the dead money. Minieri obliges with an isolation raise using a suited king, a great candidate because it has blockers, plays well post-flop, and pushes the button on everyone who limped. Locke and Martinez come along, which pulls the SPR up and widens continuing ranges.
I get unstuck. I get off the tilt juice.
Hard to get off that tilt teat.
Hellmuth overcalls rather than 3-betting, a choice that keeps the pot manageable, preserves positional leverage against the raiser, and allows weaker holdings to realize without facing a big pre-flop decision. This texture is excellent for the pre-flop aggressor. As the only player who routinely shows up with strong King X after raising, Minieri can c-bet profitably. The small sizing pressures ace-high, punishes underpairs, and denies equity to random backdoors while risking little against slow-played traps. Hellmuth check calls instead of raising. That keeps bluffs firing, prevents the pot from ballooning versus the portion of Minieri's range that will not fold, and sets up a decision tree where Hellmuth can choose which turns to accelerate on. Multi-way callers have folded, so we are quickly moving toward a heads-up range battle that favors the in-position player's initiative and the out-of-position player's ability to trap. The second king super polarizes things. From Minieri's seat, this is a green light to barrel because his range contains far more King X than Hellmuth's limp call range. The bet around $5,300 targets exactly the hands that called once and hate life now, medium pairs and stubborn ace-high, and it continues to build a pot in case he is ahead. Hellmuth's second check call is strategic. Raising isolates him against very strong holdings and folds out hands that might bluff again. Calling keeps his range wider, invites another polarized river bet, and protects the times he is bluff catching with decent showdown value. From a range math perspective, once the king pairs the pre-flop raiser's value density increases, which means the out-of-position player should avoid thin raises and lean into induce lines. Nothing material completes, so Minieri retains a nut advantage and chooses a large polar bet of $17,200. That sizing asks a capped range to overdefend, and it puts maximum pressure on one-pair type catchers that arrived here by calling twice.
Oh, man.
Hellmuth's final check call makes sense within that framework. He beats all the natural stabs that gave up drawing equity on the turn.
It's just unreal what happens to me at this place. I mean, I'm just so sick of it, you know? I mean, I had the best on the turn, I had the best hand on the river. What the is going on in this place? What is going on the river? How do you call it? You always think a bluff, I only wait for the nuts.